The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, we talk about the gaming awards. Well, not the real gaming awards, but the ones called the Game Awards. Even though we all acknowledge DICE is the true and only Game Award.
Shall we play games?
Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast that brings you awesome entertainment every single week. I am your host, Caleb Schweiss.
Caleb Craig.
And Cameron.
And this week we're going to kind of talk about the Game Awards that just barely went on, kind of go over the winners, the losers. Craig mostly, because the one game that I'm not sure of, 'cause a lot of people are complaining about Spider-Man getting snubbed, so I want to kind of hear your thoughts on that.
On Spider-Man?
Yeah, on just like how it stacks up. But before we get into that, as you guys know, weekly gaming podcast. Come hang out with us. Great places to reach us. At Nude Clan Podcast on Twitter. You can tweet us individually. Me at UFF Podcast.
Me at Obsidian Bob.
And me at Clan Cam.
You can find like 5 videos at youtube.com searching Nude Clan. Ways to support the show. We got a Patreon thing. You guys know where all that is. nudeclan.net is where you can find it all. Get your hog in. Today we have a drawing as well for the patrons. If you give us at least $1 a month, you get one entry into a monthly drawing where you get to choose from our excellent collection of games to take home.
Games that everyone wants.
Exactly, yeah. That Armored Core 4 answer is still in there.
Yeah, and I think
such a good pick.
Well, I mean, it's not just Armored Core. Joe also said that he would give $5 to whoever took it.
It was me, and I said $10.
No, I'm pretty sure Joe said he would also give $5 to whoever took it.
Oh, we'll have to collect from him as well.
So I guess $15 if you take fucking Armored Core for answer.
Yeah, and maybe we could do like our heartfelt remake
which I think is worth more than the game itself.
It is.
Yeah.
Which is sad because the game is great. I had such a good experience playing that game.
The game is worth a lot, actually. I bought mine for like almost $20.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and I was very upset about that when I got done with that thing.
Maybe we should revisit certain episodes or certain games that had a bad review because a certain someone was on the show.
What are you saying, like Bloodborne?
Yeah.
Like perhaps re-review Bloodborne?
Perhaps re-review Bloodborne.
Yeah, you know, the thing is like...
Just review like Armored Core 3.
I
still have it.
I don't think Armored Core would improve if I were part of the
I just
episode.
don't want to open that can.
You got to play that PS2 Armored Core. Armored Core 3.
I mean, if we start like cherry picking who's on the episode, then yeah, it's going to improve. Like if it was Craig and Joe that reviewed Horizon Zero Dawn, the game would be like a 60.
It's not true. It'd be like a 70. 75 maybe.
Yeah, see? But like...
It's true score.
Yeah, it's true score. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel bad about the Bloodborne one, especially though, because I think Bloodborne's a pretty good game.
It's a really good game. I mean,
I agree
he has a point with the story, and that's where his biggest detractor was. It's definitely a game meant for a certain type of individual. The Souls games are definitely not games meant for everyone.
No.
They have a very target market, and Joe is just not in that target market.
The thing is, though, is I don't think I'm necessarily the target market, except for like the big dick syndrome that I have. You know, like I want to beat stuff that's hard. It's really fun, though.
Big dick energy.
It's so satisfying to finally beat those super hard bosses, you know, and like there's nothing...
So I don't think I started out as a target audience for it, but it made me its target audience. It took my fragile soul and then molded it like that.
Yeah, Dark Souls 3 was really a surprise for me. I mean, I played Demon Souls a little bit, but Dark Souls 3 just like made that experience smoother and much funner.
And so Bloodborne definitely was a game that I had started playing. I enjoyed the aesthetic of it, and I enjoyed the idea of it, but it was super hard, got super frustrated, but through that fire, a burning desire to play the rest of the Souls
trial by
games
fire,
were born.
and then like a great reward.
And I discovered that I indeed was that target audience.
Yeah, and like I'm going to buy the next game they put out that looks Souls-ish. It's going to happen.
No, you guys...
The Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Please play through the Soulsborne's game with me. All of them. You need to start playing fucking Dark Souls Remastered.
You guys got to play the clones like Neo and Lords of Shadow, or no, not Lords
Hey,
of
we'll
Shadow.
we'll get to the fan fiction as soon as we're done with the main story.
Fan fiction.
Yeah, there you go. But those aren't games that we have been playing this week. At least I haven't played any of those Souls games this week.
No, just a desire to.
Yeah, dude, I have. So I had my goal at the beginning of the year to beat the games I play, except for the ones for Ultima or that I buy. And the games I have right now that I have to beat for that goal: Red Dead 2, Dark Souls 2, and Resident Evil 7. Those are the three.
I don't want you to start Dark Souls 2 until you've beaten the first Dark Souls.
Have you played 2 at all?
I've started it. I hadn't get
Is
very
it
far.
weird?
It's different. It's definitely different.
Oh my god, I don't know what that means, and I want to because everyone says that. But that's the reason why is because the main guy was making Bloodborne, which to me is the best Souls game so far.
Play fucking Dark Souls Remastered, dude.
Is it really good?
I enjoyed it immensely.
Fuck. I should have bought it when it was on sale. Dude, I saw it on the Switch, and I was like, I want to play this so bad for the Switch, and then I was like, this is a big boy console game, though. Like, I mean, I get the Switch is cool and all, but I'm like, the trophies, you know? Like, I think I'm just going to have to buy it on PS4.
No, if you play it on the PS4, we can actually play together. We can actually do stuff together. That's why you should do it. And
the only game you can't.
We can actually fight each other, too.
The only game you can't is Demon Souls. That's the only one that's not online anymore.
Yeah.
So I could play OG Dark Souls 1 together as well. If
you didn't want to play Dark Souls online anyway. I mean, Demon Souls online.
No, I really didn't.
Because no one was friendly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everyone was.
It was really a toss-up, but I enjoyed after
at least everyone after
beating Dark Souls. I really enjoyed doing certain things over and having people invade so you can fight them. And people, they get really into having like fair fights, and it's a great. Oh man, it's so much fun.
I was never angrier at the game than when some fuckneck came into my game and assassinated me from behind.
Once you see that you're being invaded, you gotta be aware. Don't leave your back exposed.
I didn't know what was going on.
Oh, well, yeah.
And then I was like freaking out on the chat.
But then you get to
like, oh, you got invaded.
So when you start, you're like, damn it, I'm getting invaded. I'm trying to play through this. I really don't want to do this, to the point where like you relish every time you're invaded for that challenge.
I got invaded by like the same guy like 8 times when I was doing the DLC in Dark Souls 3.
Did you kill him?
Oh yeah, we fucked him every time.
I just remember the one guy that was an NPC on that bridge in Bloodborne that like emoted on me, and like I could never kill that guy. Like,
did he point down at you?
Yeah.
The fucking point down, you're worthless.
Yeah, well, and the funny thing is one of the times we killed each other, and so he didn't get to emote on me. But then, of course, he was alive again. And I was like, how is he alive again? Like, we both died. That you should be dead. Everything should die when it dies, but he's a fucking... For some reason, he lived. And he came again, and I was like, no more emote. I'm out of here.
He wasn't done paying the iron price.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that they do that, though. And that fucking Bloodborne, they emote. And I'm like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. Why would you do that? There's no reason to do that. It's a game. Like, you need to be... you need to pretend to be real.
When you're starting the game and when you're first starting out, that's super annoying. But once you've beaten the game and then you're starting to get into that type of thing, it's a whole new world. The game gets like a second life at that point.
Yeah,
when it becomes PvP instead of just PvE.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can fuck around and emote on people when you kill them.
Fucking point down.
Yeah,
it's like, worse than teabagging.
Yeah. God,
it's so accusatory.
Yeah. There's nothing I hate more in games than like the dance moves. Like in Fortnite when they have the dance, or like in like the post game thing for the Doom Online, and they like have their dances. Like nothing bothers me more than that in this world. The emoting thing is fine, but like the dance moves, I'm like, Why are they dancing? They're soldiers in a Call of Duty game, and they're like up there like dancing around because they won them.
I got out of that real fast.
This is just
became that
stupid. Yeah.
But then it's just like the point down emote from Dark Souls. It's just like it's not only like they're proving that they're better than you, but they're just blaming you for being a noob. They're just like
they're blaming you for not giving them a challenge.
Yeah, accusing you of being unworthy of that fight.
Yeah,
it's just,
exactly.
It's so infuriating.
Bitch.
It's deeper for sure. But yeah, anyway, what have you guys been playing this week?
Oh, for me, a lot this week. I played Yakuza 0 and some Smash Bros. Since it just came out.
Smash Bros. What?
Ultimate.
Is that what it's called?
Switch, yeah.
The first DLC coming through, they're going to put Joker from Persona 5 in the game.
I know, it's going to be sweet.
Oh,
but you not
okay.
that chuckle sounded weird.
Well, it was funny because I looked at the introduction video, and I'm like, you know what? That introduction video is so very fitting for Persona 5. A lot of talking and no action. A lot of just talking amongst themselves about something, but never actually getting to realize what's happening.
Never showing his fighting style or anything, necessary to the game itself, which is a platformer fighter kind of thing.
It's a fighter.
Yeah. I just don't like it very much. I don't know. I've never been a Smash
Dude,
fan.
we all need to get the game and get together and play.
I just suck, and I don't want to get better. It's one of those things like I just accept the fact that I'm not good at the fighting games, and especially Smash Bros. I don't like the zany and the amount of time you have to put into each character.
You can
change.
You can change the stages so there isn't.
I do have to say
my
favorite
about them,
my
so
favorite fighting
game
are the Soul Calibur games.
See, and those are better than Smash Bros. In many ways for me. It's because it's a fighting game. It's something like you can pick a character and you can get good with that character.
Well,
and I guess you can do that in Smash. But there are I don't know, there are characters that counter other characters.
Right, but that's the same of really any fighting game, especially for Soulsborne games. You have your S tier fighters all the way down to your lower ranked fighters.
I guess I don't know. That's
only if you want to be super competitive, though.
It's still more about skill than anything else. Like if you're really good, you can fuck over anyone else.
There's something about Smash Bros that I just don't like, though. I don't really know what it is, but maybe it's because I just get so fucking hammered every time I play it. I just get destroyed by everyone that I just don't find it appealing.
Probably because you haven't played it until everyone else is already really good. So you just got fucked.
Well, yeah. The thing is you've played 7 or 8 of them in a row now, consistently since they came
4.
out. Oh, are there really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, whatever. You've played all of them though, right?
I have played all of them,
and I have played 1. And so maybe that's it, but I don't know. I'm not that bad at Mortal Kombat, I don't think. I mean, I'll usually lose to you, but there are a few times that I can actually poke through.
It just depends on how much you play it. I mean, you got to get a feel for it, then get a feel for a character you like, and then once you actually like a character, then you start liking the game more, and then you start liking to play other characters.
Yeah, maybe it's just I'm just not patient enough.
Once you like a character, you learn the shit out of that character and use them to troll everyone else.
That's what Cam likes to do, but I like to play as every character.
I like to play as every character too, but something about his fight style really pleases me.
Usually I find 3 characters that I like to play the most, and then I like to find other characters I like to play as, and then just play as everyone every now and then.
Maybe it's the same issue I have with the old Pokemon games now, with Blue. I just don't want to grind that much. I just don't want to spend that much time. It's not fun. It's not I don't know. There are different levels of grind, and I think grinding to get better at a character in Smash Bros. Is basically the lowest level of grind.
It's not necessarily grind. You get better when you
just
play,
get together,
you play with friends, and then over time you get better when you learn the character.
I wouldn't
more.
ever fucking sit down and grind out Super Smash, and that's only if you want to be super competitive in it. It's just a party game to have fun.
Yeah, but nobody.
The only reason I'm playing
play
a shitload right now is to unlock all the characters.
Yeah,
because the last one they did, you didn't unlock any of them. They just were there, and now it's starting the N64 one where you have to unlock every fucking character.
Maybe
there's 100, so I need to really go.
Maybe I just don't like fighters that much. Maybe that's what it is.
Have you really played a fighter that much though? Put enough time into it?
No, I've played
or really played with a bunch of other people to the point where you like really got into it. Because like when you have really close matches, that's when you like really start loving fighters. It's like Bloodborne when you like have that fucking you like finally beat the boss that you had so much trouble with. It's like the same thing with fighters, but it's like more of a like the closeness of it when you have like one hit left to yourself and you like the other guy has like 8 hits and you like manage to get in those 8 hits before you get fucked.
Pulling off
then
back to back combos is just so good when you finally get those combos down.
It's fucking orgasmic, dude. It is so good. That's one of the reasons I love fighting games.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a very similar feeling to like finally being
To coming.
bosses.
I wouldn't.
It's maybe, but the more like
It's very similar to the ejaculation.
It's that same feeling you get when you beat the bosses in the Souls games, where you like the adrenaline is like flowing through you, and you feel like a fucking god.
And then for Souls Calibur, since you can fight each other online, we can create a private room where we all take turns and fight each other. It'd be better if Craig didn't have fucking shitty internet that fucking lags the shit out.
It would be good. Yes.
And I wanted to love Soul Calibur 3 so much, and there's so many great things about it, like
Soul
that.
Calibur 3
the
is
map
good,
mode
yeah.
thing they had in there, where you would just like go and take over towers, and it was like a control game where you're trying to like keep control of the map. Like I love shit like that. Stuff like that is like so cool to me. I even liked it in that fucking Digimon game when you had similar things where you're like trying to keep control of the map and like it gives you yeah, and like there's something about it that's satisfying, but like the game would just fucking shit itself so hard it would corrupt the fuck out of every memory card that's ever been.
Yeah, I did that.
I don't remember ever having my Soul Calibur 3
dude
shit the bed.
Every time I resurfaced it, I bought new copies.
But it did glitch out on me at least 4 times.
So I would play it for a day. I'd play like 6 hours of Soul Calibur, get like super far into that game mode, and then I'd try to load it up the next day, and it's a corrupted file, like every single time. And I was like, I want to play this fucking game, but I can't. It won't let me play it.
I had to make multiple save files for it so that if one
I guess
got
that speaks
fucked
volumes to having continuous updates on games nowadays.
Yeah. It's like, is it really that bad?
I mean, people hate that the most games are basically downloaded online nowadays, but then it just makes it easier for devs to continually patch their games that they send out.
Yeah.
I mean, they should still fucking sell a finished and completed game.
Well, yeah.
But then continue to support it throughout the game's life.
Yeah, that's the nice part about nowadays. Because, Soul Calibur 6
Could you imagine a game
way.
nowadays that if someone were to release it that would corrupt your save files? People would be outraged.
Yeah, I mean,
They'd be suing
there's
them.
a lawsuit going on about the fucking, like, canvas bag versus the
nylon bag.
Nylon versus canvas bag for Fallout.
one of my favorite comments on that is now they're starting to ship out actual canvas bags to people who purchased that Power Armor edition.
Yeah.
And one of the funniest comments to me was Bethesda fucks up even their physical sales. They have to patch it afterwards as well.
yeah,
they send out a patch after they sell physical items now.
It's kind of funny, like, Bethesda, I've said this before, like, many times, like, they get away with murder almost. Like,
Bethesda, you've hurt me this time.
Game-breaking glitches in Skyrim when it released, like 96, 97 out of 100 across the board. I'm like, did you...
I don't remember any game-breaking ones when it came out, but like at least a few months in, there was a patch that like the one that broke my game every time I went swimming.
I have been all in for everything Bethesda has put out since Fallout 3, and people are like, hey, I don't know about this Fallout 76 thing. It's not probably as good. But I'm like, you know what? How dare you tell me how to feel about this game? I'm going to pre-order this Fallout 76 game, and I'm going to love it and enjoy it. Oh. And then they hurt me. They hurt me deep.
Yeah. I mean...
And so I'm going to have to start... I've already replaced my favorite game of all time, which used to be Fallout 3. Bethesda, you're falling.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Killian, who went to Oktoberfest with us... He was like, he pre-ordered it because he loves Fallout too. He played the shit out of 3.
I love Fallout. I put so many hours into Fallout 3.
The funny thing is he told me, he's like, that Fallout 76 is going to be a piece of shit, right? And I was like, oh, I know. It's like, but I'm going to buy it anyway because I want that power armor.
But
and he bought the power armor edition.
So empty.
And the game store, I guess GameStop, they like ran out of them. And so, like, he basically paid, like, $200 for the special edition. And so he just returned it and bought it digitally for, like, $60 instead, because he didn't get his power armor. So, like, there's no reason to buy a fucking $200 version of a game if you don't get the thing that makes it $200. And so, like, there was like a clusterfuck going on when that thing came out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I had a bad feeling about it.
You got to put out finished games. You have to, if you have to delay it. I mean, people are used to that nowadays, delaying games. If you have to delay it, that's fine. It's better than releasing a game and then having people demand to return it.
Exactly. Yeah. And like, just look at what Rockstar does, and
then even nowadays they can create a whole bunch of physical copies of the game, and create all the Power Armor Edition stuff, and have that all ready to go when you finally release it. Because games these days are mostly, like I said, you throw it in, it downloads the game, and then any patches that come right after it. So you're playing a finished game regardless when the physical copies were made.
There's still always like a day one patch though, which I don't like. I don't like the day one patch thing.
Did they have one for
That's
Red Dead?
how it works.
I know that you had to install. I don't remember a patch though.
There was one for there's one for like every game that gets released now.
I just remember it being 92 gigs, and you had to use this.
I'm sure
one
it was
disc
part
two.
of it. Oh, I didn't get it physically because fuck
Oh,
that.
dude, it's so balls to the wall having a fucking little flipper in Red Dead 2's case that has disc 1 and disc 2. It's like, yes, this game's huge.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah, look at our dick. Look at how massive and full it is. View the veins, the architecture.
The architect.
Yeah, the landscape of our penis. That's what the veins are, the landscape
The
of the
forest of our bush.
penis. Yeah. Look and enjoy.
Did we even get to games we played this week?
Nope.
No, we haven't, yeah.
Shit.
Craig did. He started it.
Partially.
Yeah.
Let's see, what was the last thing I said? Oh, Smash Bros.
Yeah, we went off on that.
So Smash Bros. And then I played.
So you're liking it, though, the new Smash Bros. You like it?
Yeah, I very much enjoy that I have to unlock the characters.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember that being one of the complaints about the last one, because they just gave you everything.
I enjoy unlocking characters.
And the version
feels
differences
good.
were shitty last time, too, from what I heard.
Yeah, it wasn't much different from the Wii version. They just added a couple characters. It literally could have just been DLC for those characters. It was not much of a change. Let's see, what else was I playing? Oh yeah, I started Yakuza Kiwami 2, and then I played a little bit of Red Dead Online.
How was that?
It's all right. It has its own story mode, which is interesting.
Yeah, they did that in Grand Theft Auto 5 as well.
I've seen quite a few good clips from the online mode now, too.
And then the online, it makes you do like a little tutorial thing, and then you can go into free.
One of my
basically.
favorite clips I've seen so far is there's this guy on the edge of a river. It looked like he had been fishing, and then the dude rides up on his horse, and the guy who's fishing waves at him, and the guy on the horse tries to ford the river, but it turns out being way too deep and fast because there's a waterfall right fucking there. And so the dude starts getting swept away. His horse is going, and the dude pulls out his fucking lassos the guy as he's falling in the river and falls off the waterfall, but then pulls him back up the waterfall.
What would have been hilarious if he lassoed
But the horse
him?
was fucked, though.
Yeah, if he lassoed him and it pulled them both out of the waterfall.
I saw that video too, and I like half expected him to like after he like released the guy from the lasso, because like then the dude waves at him. I half expected him to like just pull out his revolver and just shoot him in the face.
No, but that right there was
Rust
pretty
community
cool to me.
comes to Red Dead.
Yeah, I've been.
Does
an
your horse?
asshole
If your horse
online.
dies, does it just die?
Yeah, I think so.
So that dude just is without a horse.
You have you can buy horse insurance. So like if your horse dies and it gets
What about the
either
guns that were on
replaced
that
or revived,
horse?
I can't remember.
What about the guns that were on that horse when it fell?
I think you can just get them back if you buy them.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
but
kinda lame.
the progression is like it's just like the base game essentially, except for the progression is you have to be like a really high level to buy even like the shittiest of cosmetic items. So that's basically what it is.
That's good. I hope they keep, and I'm sure they will. Rockstar usually is never pay to win. It's just pay to look better.
I mean,
generally.
you do have to level up to buy the guns too.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, because I don't like it when they pull a you can buy stuff that makes your character actually stronger. That's nonsense.
I think it should just be like the base game though, where like everything's available to you.
Yeah, it sounds like it's not, but
It's not.
I don't mind that. And I'm looking forward to getting into that with you guys.
Yeah.
When I finally have time to not, be playing Galgun and all these other nonsense games.
Yeah.
I feel like Galgun and Bastion should both be knocked out for me this week. So
They
should
can.
be.
Galgun is a 2-hour game.
Is it? Did you already beat it?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh.
But the internet says it's 2 hours, and I'm almost at 2 hours, so I'm pretty sure I'm almost done.
So you have been playing Galgun?
Yeah.
So where to skip me for?
All right, so me this week, I played a shitload of Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo Tales. Yes, that's the actual name. No, I don't think they could fit another word for story in there. Because the Fable is a story, and then Tales is another story, and I'm like, it's just Final Fantasy Story, Chocobo Story is the name of this fucking game. A little, very unknown DS game. There's no one really talks about it. It didn't sell very well. It wasn't even made by Square Enix. It was made by a company called Hand Interactive.
Hand Interactive.
What's the hand interacting with?
Yeah, I want Craig to
The
play it.
chocobo in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Yeah, it's
Choking the chocobo.
yeah, choking that chocobo. It is pretty much a big chicken. So if you got a big dick,
is,
that's what
yeah.
you can call it, is choking the chocobo.
The whole time the chocobo song's in the background.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I could masturbate to that song.
Yeah, I don't know if I could get hard listening to that song.
Yeah. I won't share my opinions on it because I want Craig to play it unopinionated just to see what he thinks.
How long did it take you to beat?
I put 14 hours into it, but I also did extra stuff. So you could beat it in like 10. Pretty sure.
That sounds like way too long.
What?
Way too long for what it is.
It's a bunch of mini games and macro games. It's all mini games. It's just nothing but mini games. And then you fight bosses.
Take you 10 hours.
And you fight bosses with a card game. And I want to hear your opinion on all of
A
it.
card game, huh?
Yeah, you earn cards
What-
from doing the mini games.
What's the card game like?
It's very simple.
Yeah, but is it like any of the other Final Fantasy card games?
You build your deck and you play cards. It's not like the other
Okay, so
ones.
it's like literally every TCG ever.
It kind of is, yeah. It's not like the other Final Fantasy ones where you got a little playing board and you like place them down and then everything flips around and you either win or you lose and you don't actually understand what the fuck just happened. No, it's not like that. It's like Magic. And like your cards have certain elements, and then when you play a card, you have to have certain magic to do their abilities, and if you don't, you get like one crystal of whatever that color was, and then you kind of go forward, and then they have like 4 different spots on the card, and like when an enemy attacks, they'll attack like from the top spot. It's like top, right, bottom, left. And then if you have a shield where theirs is attacking at, you'll block it. If not, you'll take the damage. There are ways to heal yourself. Like it's... I don't know. I want to hear how you feel about it. It's very simple, but I actually... I kind of enjoyed it.
None of what you said makes me want to play it.
I know. It was great, man. Very simple. And the reason why I don't like Triple Triad very much and the one from 9 is because it's not that simple. It's kind of like... overly complex and it's annoying.
They're just shit.
Yeah, they're not very good. But I want you to play it, and I want to see what you think about it, like the way it handles the DS,
All right.
the way it goes about using the functions.
This week I feel guilty about it, but did play more Battlefield 5. Not like a lot, but I did play it.
Why do you feel guilty about that?
Well, because I played a lot of it, and that's the thing. I think that's part of why I don't beat a lot of games, because I start playing these massive multiplayer games that you just get...
That's true.
time
Pretty much
sunk
every
into.
time Schweiss and I say we beat a game, you're like, yeah, I played more Overwatch. Or, yeah, I
But
played
see,
more
it's
Battlefield.
fun, because you get better, and you get...
Well,
better.
yeah, I mean, it's fun.
You get
but-
ridiculous kills. Okay. And then I have also been playing Darkest Dungeon on the Switch. So...
Oh, you've been playing it on the Switch, huh?
Yep.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, the only other thing I played is Galgun. I put about an hour and a half ish.
But this week I'm going to prioritize Bastion and Galgun. So I'm going to get both those done.
Do it, man. Do it.
Yeah, Galgun 2 is on Switch.
I don't think Cameron cares about that
No.
at all. And he hasn't even played it. So
Is
we
it-
know...
Is
sorry.
Is it Galgun? We're playing Galgun, not Galgun 2, right?
I
Yeah,
think-
it's Galgun.
It's Galgun Double Piece.
Yeah. Which
Which-
is
I
the
kept
first
calling
one.
it.
Is it
Gun-
the first one?
I kept
Yeah.
calling it Gun
Okay.
Gal this whole week too.
Gun Gal.
Yeah.
It's
That's kind of a
basically
better
the same
name.
thing.
I kind of like Gun Gal a little bit more.
But I think that gives more of an image of girls with guns
Yeah, so it's like, oh,
instead
you're
of
not a weeb.
a gun for girls.
It is a very interesting rail shooter, I'll say that. There's a lot of pleasuring women in it. It's
Does it make you feel dirty, Schweiss?
kind of, yeah. And Alex is like, this game is disturbing. It's like, what are you even doing right
Playing
now?
it in front of your wife.
Although one of them I thought was hilarious. So there's a part where you have to... Oh, man, should I tell him about it? No, he knows.
Save it.
The,
save
like,
it.
massaging.
Oh, yeah.
We've all seen that. Cameron, just wait.
You should be playing it inside your closet with a little TV, and so she,
Make
she
it
hears,
worse.
She hears noises like shuffling coming from the closet, and she opens it up, and you just haven't seen daylight in a few days. You're just playing Galgun in the closet because you're ashamed.
Got to get all the endings.
That makes it sound like a fucking guilty pleasure, Cam.
I know,
Yaku is
that's what I was
best
going
girl.
for.
That's like all I say is like random weeby things. Like she's waifu. Like, whatever else I can come up with.
Sleeping on that fucking body pillow too.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to have that 2B body pillow.
Well, now it's like a snoogle or whatever.
What?
I bought her like it's like a pregnant chick, like weird S-shaped pillow. It's pretty cozy. Maybe it's because I'm getting fat now. Maybe that's why it's cozier. I'm
It
like,
just cradles me in all the
it
right
cradles,
places.
yeah, right where I want it. You know? The stress of the food I've been eating lately, like, it's just so well put at ease by the snoogle. But I don't think I could put a 2B thing on the snoogle. I feel like they probably don't make those. I don't know. You never know, though. You never know. But yeah, that's what we've been playing this week. But the important question is, has anyone beaten a game this week?
Fuck yeah, I beat that Yakuza 0.
All right. Craig, Yakuza 0. Cameron, anything?
No.
All right.
I started playing Darkest Dungeon, but it's a 50-hour RPG, so
That'll be a little while then, yeah. I think I've heard of that one. I feel like that's the one someone was telling me about that, like... But
it's a hard game. So
I think it is that
What
one.
what got you into
Was
that?
it released on something else before the Switch?
I think it was on PC first,
I think it's on PS4 too.
and it was on PS4.
I think that's the one someone was telling me, like, you guys should play this. And
It's
it might have
definitely
been-
I don't want to call it a Souls game, but it's definitely reminiscent of that. Just because there's so much you have to manage with your party when you go out and do stuff. It's not an easy game.
Nice.
And then I started playing it on, the normal, in air quotes, normal difficulty, which apparently is not the difficulty new players of the game should play it on.
Those are always lovely. I think normal should be like standardized as like, hey, you're new. Here,
Apparently, you have to play it on bitch mode, which is the difficulty for people to learn all the different mechanics that are in the game. Otherwise, you're going to kill party members, and deaths to your party members are permanent.
Ooh, it's a permadeath game.
And
Oh, yeah.
and as your party members level up, and then you put resources into them, and they die, all that's gone. But number two, you have to manage your party members' stress level, and if they get too much stress during a campaign, they'll gain an attribute that's negative during the rest of it. And if you don't get their stress, it's like they'll either hurt themselves or hurt other people, or cause extra stress to other party members. And if you end a dungeon crawl or a level without getting their stress down, then they'll get a permanent bad trait. Like one of the starting out characters you have who's a kleptomaniac, and sometimes he'll just take some loot for himself and just steal it. Other times, people are super scared against fighting, beasts, or they're scared of underground stuff, and so they get more stress when they have to do stuff like that. And then you have to pay gold to put them in stress-relieving activities, which means you can't use them while they're doing that, or put them in the sanitarium to get rid of a trait you don't want, or to lock in a trait you want them to keep.
Interesting.
That is kind of crazy, yeah. It sounds really cool, actually.
It's fun. especially when you put together a great party that works together really well, and it's a fun game. It's a turn-based type game. But if you start fucking up managing stress levels and not bringing enough stuff,
Persona prepare you for the battle system?
No, it's different from that in a way. Well, I wouldn't say it's too much different. It's entirely side-scrolling too when you're in dungeons and whatnot.
Mm.
But
Nice.
I enjoy it.
All right. Well, I have beaten 2 games this week. I beat Bastion, and I also beat Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo Tales. So the hog for the hosts is as follows: Caleb Craig, King Hog, with 37 games beaten. I'm in second place with 36. Cameron is in third with 13. Are we going to triple Cameron this year?
I don't know.
Find out next time.
The hard thing is,
I
like,
do have like another 12 days off coming up soon.
Oh,
In like 2 weeks.
That's an outrageous amount of time off.
Yeah. Getting paid for it.
yeah, I haven't been working nearly as much lately.
Yeah, me too. Last year I was doing 50 hours for like 2 months, November and December, and I'm not doing that.
50 was chump change for me last year. It was like 67 every week. But now they're not having us work 6 days a week, and I only did 2 12s this week. Well, of course, one of them was yesterday, because, I actually had something to do the next day, so we can't have them go home at 10 o'clock, no. But it's been kind of nice, because I've been able to hang out with you guys online and stuff a couple times, and actually talk to people. It's so rare during the week.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that is the hog for the hosts. Did they send us any hog stats by
They
chance?
did not, no.
God damn it.
I'm still working on... So there's conversation about... the site might change in a little bit to make stuff like that easier, but I definitely need to reach out to them to find a way where I can help get those stats for us.
Yeah, it would be easier if we did it for them, it sounds like, because now they... At least, I don't know, are they both doing podcasts? Because I know one of them is, for sure.
Yeah, they are.
Yep, so...
Are they doing a podcast together?
All of them now are doing podcasts, yeah.
Yeah, so like, I know you guys have a lot of stuff to do, and Cameron doesn't, as you can see from his games beaten. And if he's willing to do the data poll, like, I don't see why not.
No, well, it's not the podcast that takes too much time out of life. It's life takes too much time out of life to find time to do that.
That's
That doesn't
true,
make any
yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Well, Caleb doesn't have a life, so he can't relate, but I
Yeah, it's
understand.
just games and fucking work. That's all it is.
Yeah, except for not work, because you get these huge swaths of no work.
Only fucking at the end of the year, apparently.
Only when I get... that's
Like,
when
that
I
didn't-
get the most
That didn't
reamed.
happen last year. I didn't get fucking 10 days off in November last year. It was
That's
just,
true. And this year we're even sadder. We're like sad panda of Nude Clan.
I know.
Compared to last year. Like, games beaten wise, this is a pathetic...
Well, we had a lot
Are we
of...
playing more RPGs
I mean, at least you
this
did
year?
have a lot of milestones happen.
No,
this,
last year I played
this
quite
year
a few
too,
RPGs.
so.
That's true, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I don't know either. We're just fucking... We don't care anymore. You haven't
Maybe.
logged your... You guys haven't logged your hog in, like, ages?
I think I only have like 3 games on fucking the hog. So
Caleb.
I haven't even logged like any of that.
Caleb, just log it.
Any of my 37 games, they're just like, it's nothing.
Just fucking
My
hog
score is probably like a third of what it should be.
it. Dude. It's the app, man. Maybe we should use the app that we so love.
Well, maybe it should be an app.
Dude, we know how much that would cost.
It's a website. I know,
God,
I
Craig.
know.
Still an app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the discussion about the Game Awards and everything that surrounds that. All right, just kidding. We have a question first. Sorry.
Yeah, we totally do. All right, so it's from Jay Jones. He says, Solid Snake or Naked Snake?
What?
Yep, that's our question.
That's the only question we have this week.
That's the only question. I checked the forums too, you guys. You gotta send us some questions.
Is that from Nude Clan Q or?
Yep, Nude Clan Q. It's the only one we fucking got.
See, Naked Snake is you know what, Solid Snake. I like Solid Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love his aging. You know, it's fuck it. Yeah, Solid Snake.
Yeah, I mean Solid Snake. for me too. He's in Smash Bros. I played a little bit of the old games.
Have you beaten a Metal Gear Solid game?
I beat the first one.
Oh, that's right, you did.
I was also playing. Oh, no, wait, no, he's not. He's not the main character of Metal Gear.
I have not played a
Pretty
single
sure Big Boss is the one in Metal
Gear game at all.
Yeah, I think it is Big Boss. Or no, I think it's.
Is it Snake?
I think. You know what? I don't remember because I've never played him, but I remember looking at the timeline. You play Big Boss in 3 and 5 as well.
Yeah.
So, they're great games, though, Cameron. You should.
Maybe it is Snake in Metal Gear. I think. I remember Big Boss being mentioned, but I don't remember if that was like the person you were playing as, or if they were just talking about him.
It's such a weird, campy name, Big Boss. But
Big Boss.
yeah, Solid Snake. There you go. Thanks for the question.
Yep, guys, please ask us more questions.
Yeah, please do.
Thanks for that.
Any kind of question, specific question for Camcans or for Schweiss or for myself, anything, literally fucking anything. Just questions.
Yeah, we don't care. Just send any fucking question.
Gaming related, not gaming related.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Now for this Game Awards thing, were any of you aware of anything that was nominated beforehand? Because I don't know. How do you want to do? You're just going to read them off, or how are we going to do this?
So, I've always kind of assumed the Game Awards, the only Game Awards that matter to me are the DICE Awards, and that's because it's by the people who are in the industry. It's the closest thing to the Oscars that we get in the gaming industry, and thankfully the gaming industry isn't as filthy and disgusting and, we owe it to you because you've been doing this for a long time, even though your game kind of sucks, as the Oscars are.
Yeah, the Game Awards are essentially like the shittier Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Everything else is like a knockoff of the Golden Globe.
Yeah, pretty
the
much.
The knockoff of the Golden Globes.
For the DICE Awards, anyway. But the Game Awards 2018 they did announce their winners. I saw a lot of activity on Twitter, a lot of disappointment, a lot of outrage at some of the things being snubbed, quote unquote. And I kind of just wanted to go through what won and, I don't know, sort of like look at it in a broader picture. Because for me, when I'm looking at things that are nominated for awards, like when I look at the Oscars, I don't expect to find the winner to be the best movie of the year. You know, for me, it's more like these are what a lot of people think are the best movies that are released throughout the year. So I look at it as more of I should probably watch those movies because a lot of people say they're really good, as opposed to the best movie must be the winner, and that's just how it is, you know.
Well, what were let's see, what do you guys think are Schweiss, I'm sure you've seen the lists already for everything. I don't think I saw all of the lists. So, Cam, what do you think are the Game of the Year nominees?
Yeah, what would you assume based on what's been released?
So I already kind of know, just because one of the group chats, there was a guy who's posting them, but...
Oh, did he tell you everything, though?
Not everything.
Okay.
So the games that were nominated were probably for the best game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Red Dead, God of War. What are the other ones?
I think Spider-Man, and then...
Out of all of those, I know what I would pick, it's probably a little biased because I haven't played Red Dead, but I would have picked God of War for Game of the Year, and I think that's what...
I think God of War did win.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, the best game of the year, the only one that matters, they have 30 different awards. The nominees were Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, which is a indie game, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, Red Dead 2, and that is all. So,
I could not agree more. God of War being the game of the year. That game is that game on so many levels deserves to be game of the year.
Yeah, the ones I would have assumed: Red Dead 2, Spider-Man, God of War. Those three for sure. I'm a little surprised by Monster Hunter World, I guess.
I am too. I mean, it is a great game, but
Yeah, I just
It was
listened to you guys' review.
It
and
was
I
an extremely popular game.
I know it was
It's
a
a
really
big game,
I know it
yeah,
was a really
it's-
popular game, and it's like
And
the best-selling Monster Hunter world.
In
or
addition to that,
Monster Hunter
they are
ever.
consistently putting out new hunts and new content for people to play.
They-
Unless you're on
they
PC.
are, yeah.
And it came out at like the beginning of the year too.
Like,
Yeah, it
they've
was-
done
it
a lot
was-
to keep this game fresh and moving.
It was
so
March, right?
I think they deserve the nomination. Yeah.
March. Yeah.
They've done a lot to add new monsters. The only thing is, I really start to feel the grind after a while. in the
Yeah,
game.
I mean, once you beat it, it just becomes a repetitive type thing of.
But then the new monsters they add, the
it's
new hunts,
fun,
and
yeah.
guys, you can the behemoth is part of the game. You can fight
Yeah.
behemoth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you fight him?
Oh,
I got my ass kicked
Speaking of,
because I tried to do it by myself.
the Rathalos is actually a boss in Smash Bros.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
Oh, you
pretty
did?
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that, and I was like playing through, and I got to the end of the classic mode.
I've
with
also
Marth,
been-
and I was like, "Oh, Rathalos!"
I was also really wanted a Monster Hunter pop for my desk at work, and I looked so long to try to find one because you couldn't buy them online. I didn't know where to find them until finally I went to Comic-Con, and they had the Funko Pop for Rathalos there in Comic-Con.
You can find those online.
I went directly to the website, so I guess I didn't search as extensively as I could have. But once it
found
was there
them
in
all on
physical,
Amazon.
once it was there in physical form, I picked that guy right up, and they were doing sweet discounts at Comic-Con.
Nice. There are some exclusives at Comic-Con from what I've heard. I don't
Yeah,
know about like
they
fake
do that
Comic-Con here in
sometimes.
Salt Lake, but
Apparently there was supposed to be so I got a Risa, and the GameStop exclusive version the day before they released it at GameStop from Comic-Con.
Yeah.
oh nice.
And I got her. How much do they usually go for? $30?
For the exclusive pop things.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25 to 30.
Because I got it for $15 because I wasn't originally going to pick it up. He's like, "Oh, I'll do it for $15." And so when I went to go buy it, he's like, "Hey, that guy said this one's $15." He's like, "Really? This one's not even in stores yet." And he's like, was like kind of like mad as he was selling it to me, but it was
Nice.
great.
You know, I don't understand the pop figure things.
I like them.
I don't. I think they're cheap looking. I mean, they're kind of
Yeah.
fun, I guess. I don't know. I guess I just.
Oh, no, it's
like the-
easy to bring them to work and have them be on your desk versus having like one of your statues being at work.
I mean, I like the idea
Yeah,
of pop,
'cause-
but I'd rather have it be like a consistent line of statues like the ones that
So-
Twice has.
So Craig wants to be
I wanna-
me, and you want to
like,
not be.
I
me.
like my
Because-
Fallout. I love my power armor.
But you're not going to bring
Yeah.
that shit to
Yeah.
work.
But I'm not going to bring it to work. That's a
Well,
that's
display
too
at
much.
home. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
You're a closet, so you're a closet nerd.
have you seen my my little lead statue of Atrocitus and
don't think
Black
so.
Hand? Oh,
What the
because
fuck is Atrocitus?
he's
the Red
Red
Lantern.
Oh, okay.
But they're only
Red
like
Lantern,
they're like maybe 4.5 inches tall, and they're just like little lead
Yeah,
figures.
but see, there's the thing where if you have a statue like that, it's intense, it's great, it's awesome looking. And when you bring it to work, it's just, I don't know, it feels like a little over the top. Whereas pop art puts a little cute spin on
It's
it.
kind of fun.
Makes it more fun type of thing. And I don't know.
Yeah.
But I
just
have a Risa, and then TJ gave me Reaper, and so I have Orisa and Reaper on my desk.
because I have
Along
that
with
fucking Cubone.
Yeah, a little Cubone plush that my roommate bought for me.
Nice. But ever since I bought that fucking Batman statue, like I want a line of statues that are like now a similar height in a similar like way, and I can't get that. Like,
Yeah.
I want the uniformity.
But anyways, I'm really
Which hurts.
super happy about Rathalos. And he's my favorite. I don't know, favorite unique design, I guess I would say, from that game. For
All right.
They
Fighting
didn't bring
their-
in the Tigrex or whatever the fuck.
See, that's
was,
one complaint about Monster Hunter World is that there's not a huge variety in the monsters you can fight. Whereas in the other Monster Hunters, you didn't just fight reptiles and all the other ones.
Yeah,
There's
you remember
other
that
monsters you
fucking
fought.
like ape thing that had like
Yeah.
a snake tail or whatever the fuck it was? The thing was a
And so
asshole.
they needed to add more variety to their monsters. They might still because they're keeping their game current, which is why I think they deserve that nomination.
Yeah, that's probably the most impressive one. I mean, God of War was March as well. It was, or no, April. It was in April, and so that's an older one too. But I mean, obviously, we all loved the fuck out of that game.
Yeah,
So
Spider-Man was honestly fucking great as well. that I had absolutely no problems with Spider-Man.
Got no problems?
Nope.
Okay, well.
Spider-Man was fucking great.
And see, that's one of the ones I would have assumed would have been a nominee. Really, those are the only three. I didn't realize that Odyssey was as big as it was. For me, Assassin's Creed's kind of a hit and miss.
They ever since I don't know the when I played Origins, I was pretty surprised. I enjoyed it a lot, but it didn't necessarily feel like an Assassin's Creed anymore.
Yeah,
and because they've really made it more RPG like, and they with Odyssey they made it more like one of those BioWare type RPGs.
Yeah, and I think that's totally fine. Yeah, it's
just going in a very different direction from what they were before.
Yeah, but a lot of I've seen a lot of outrage on Twitter and stuff. A lot of people saying that that Spider-Man was snubbed, and so Spider-Man
for Game of the Year
for any award. I don't think it won a single award at.
I love Spider-Man, but I don't necessarily think it beats God of War and for Game of the Year, because there's one particular moment in God of War that solidifies its place.
Yeah, and the thing is here's the problem I have with this. I think people get too worked up about what wins and what loses. You have to approach Game Awards the same way you approach a Watch Mojo video. You know, like it's going to be... They're going to have some pretty good points, and they're going to have some great movies in their top 5 movies thing, but you're never going to agree with the winner almost every time. You'll be like, that's bullshit. That movie's not that great. It's more about the idea that these are the best games that are released this year. So I think the best thing to do is to not focus on your game losing. It's to focus on all the other games that you haven't played that were nominated to begin with, because those are probably going to be some of the best games that have come out in the last year. And none of us at this table here have beaten Red Dead 2. But for me, the only one that would compete with God of War 2 is probably Red Dead 2. And I don't think it beats it out yet. I haven't finished the campaign.
I would have to beat Red Dead in order to see, but I don't think Red Dead for me so far can beat Spider-Man.
The fucking depth of story in God of War, man. There's just so much good in that story that Red Dead 2 would have to be a fucking masterpiece to beat that.
The thing is a lot of people are saying it is. And I know it gets better because it has started to get better.
The story probably gets better, but gameplay, I just can't see it. Gameplay, just for me, Red Dead 2...
Why?
I don't like the level of realism that
you
they
don't
went
have
for.
to eat.
I know you don't have to eat. That's not my problem. My problem is like
the
realism bits that they added are more annoying than they are like anything else.
I think you're a bitch, but
where
whatever.
like they fucking constantly remove your weapons from your horse, so you have to like constantly make sure that you have your fucking weapons, or you're gonna get fucked on a mission.
No, you
because
don't.
Then you're only gonna have your fucking revolver.
You can preset them.
I've tried to preset them, and it always just does the same
you have
thing.
To make
where
sure
the only thing I have is my fucking revolver.
You have to make sure you have your
preset
loadout.
them all the time. I fucking make sure that I have the loadout, and I like still get it removed sometimes. And then fucking like it took forever to learn how to back up in the cart because it never fucking explains that to you. So if you get stuck in a fucking tree, then you get fucked over because it doesn't tell you that you can reverse, and even if you look at the controls, it doesn't tell you that you can reverse in a cart.
I'm pretty sure it told me I could reverse in the cards.
No, it didn't. Both Brandy and I had that same problem.
But anyways, that's the only one I can see this year. I haven't played Spider-Man. Craig says it's really good.
It is. It's fucking fantastic.
And we didn't have like a big Naughty Dog game this year either. But I kind of love how...
No, there wasn't a Naughty Dog game.
I kind of love how PS4 heavy the Game of the Year stuff has been this year. Like, it's awesome that Spider-Man's an exclusive, you know, because Insomniac operates only for Sony.
Well, not necessarily. They made a Microsoft game.
Oh, did they? What was
it?
it?
Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Which was an Xbox exclusive. It's like a zombie shooting game. It involves soda or something.
Yeah, but I mean, like Spyro and all their classics, Ratchet and Clank, very much on the Sony side. So
yeah,
it's kind of nice to be on the winning side of this console generation with all the games so far. But the thing to really take from it is don't worry about what won. Just I don't know, just assume that these are going to be some of the best games this year. And yeah, I agree. Like Red Dead 2 will have to become so fucking good to be able to beat God of War in my mind. And so I'm fine with God of War.
I don't think that it can. I mean, like the depth that it goes to for God of War, just like.
But a lot of that is because of your history with the series. That's why that scene is so.
Well, I know, but it's still part of a series, and that's like, but it is also has its own individual identity that it can be played separately. That's part of its greatness. Like you have that background, you know it, and it even gives you some of that information, like as you play the game. So if you haven't, then it still is impactful. But if you have played those games, then you really know. So I mean, it's like, plus Red Dead 2 is also a sequel, or really a prequel. So I mean, it's kind of the same thing. It's whatever you get out of it is what if you might get more if you play the first one.
Yeah. So God of War also won the best action/adventure game, which makes sense because that's exactly what it is. And that beat out Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead 2, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The one on here I haven't really heard much about is the Shadow of the Tomb Raider. They come out with those games like all the time, it feels like.
Yeah.
There's only 3 of the remake or the reboots though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's that Tomb Raider and then Rise of the Tomb Raider and then Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
So it sounds like Lara Croft is the fucking what is it, like Puxatani Phil or something? What's that guy's name? The fucking the guy, you know, when like we decide like based on the fucking hedgehog, the groundhog shadow, whether or not the winter is going to have 4 more weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's what Lara Croft is, because you said we have Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, so she's coming out of the hole in the ground, and then we see her Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and then it's going to become an alternate universe where the moon in fucking Zelda's what the fuck is that game? The one with the big moon.
Majora's Mask?
Yeah, it's going to be the Majora's Mask split, where one of them is going to be her shadow was long, and so we get more winter or summer or spring comes sooner, and the other one's going to be if it's short, and they're going to be 2 branches of reality that split off from the Tomb Raider, and they're 2 completely separate stories. That's my prediction. Listening to the names of the fucking Tomb Raider games, she rises out of the hole. She looks at her shadow, and based on how long that shadow is, based on which ending to Shadow of the Tomb Raider you get, we'll have different spin-off series exclusive to that ending.
Absence of the Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, and it just becomes this obscenely long Absence of the Shadow of the Tomb Raider 2. The Long Night or something like crazy.
Down the road, you have to try to figure out which timeline this current Tomb Raider fits into.
Yeah.
It splits into.
You're like, which one's real? And like, well, they're both real.
I remember that with Breath of the Wild. I'm trying to find out which timeline Breath of the Wild fits into.
Oh, no. Okay, so it's going to be like the original games are still part of the timeline, but you have to figure out fucking where.
Yeah. Like, is Tomb Raider 2, is this like Shadow or no Shadow timeline? Yeah. So best action adventure game, it won that one as well. And it also, of course, won the best game direction, which I totally agree with. Red Dead 2 has pretty fucking good direction so far as the game goes, but God of War doesn't have some of the problems that Red Dead 2 has, where it's kind of slow in the beginning.
Red Dead is very slow in the beginning.
And I think a lot of that, though, is our own fault because we want to go experience the super fun world that they built, which is, there's a lot to do and there's a lot of different missions.
I was like, how's trying to experience the world they built your fault?
Well, it's like your fault for not doing the story.
It's because like they give you an open world and they're like, you're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to go in there. You're not supposed to explore the open world.
That's against having a true open world game, though.
No, I'm saying it is.
They're very against you exploring the world until after you beat the game.
You can explore most of it. There's one town you can't go into.
you can go explore, yeah, but like
This
the
town
game
ain't too big enough for the both
a lot
of
of
us.
the mini games and side quests that you can do only open up after you beat the game and are now in the epilogues.
No, that's not true.
And there's 2 different epilogues, and yes, it is true because I looked it up.
I don't know of any games
Do
that
your
open up.
research.
Yeah, do your research.
Do your research.
But the thing is that's not what I was saying. I was saying the story doesn't open up as quickly because you get distracted by like hunting all the animals.
No, I've been gunning only for the.
Oh, and it's still slower for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I've heard like once you get past it, everyone like blows it.
What's the job you do that makes you the most money?
The little side thing?
Probably going to collect the debts.
Yeah, it's a good side quest.
But a lot of those are like main stuff.
I remember
like
doing
turn out
bounties
to
used
be
to be my
main
favorite
stuff.
thing to do in Red Dead Redemption.
There are bounties. There aren't as many.
There are bounties, but they don't seem to net you as much money, and they're kind of annoying because you have to like go hunt down the people, and then you have to like not kill them, and you have to put them on your horse, and then just like ride back.
Yeah, it's
on a
different.
horse.
The best thing to give
Can they
money,
get out of the ropes too once you put them on your horse?
a few of them do.
If you fuck up, you fuck up and they like fall in the ground because your horse fell over or something, then yeah, they can get out.
Oh, another funny thing I saw is someone crashed their horse into a guy riding a carriage, and the dude flew off his horse and landed like in the front seat of the carriage. And since he was stuck doing the fall animation, he couldn't move, and so the carriage just whisked him away, far away.
Wow. But yeah, it has like a slower start, and God of War has like a great start. You know, it starts out amazingly, and it's
Yeah, you have like a boss fight right at the beginning, and
you're in the whole way from the beginning. So I agree with that one. I don't know about Spider-Man. Spider-Man seems like a pretty good one too, as far as like
it gives you the open world pretty much immediately. It does the little towers thing where you like go and it'll like set up the areas where you can like see everything and do the side quest missions, but it's also like part of the main story kind of where it like starts telling you about like people like give you side quests, and then they're like, oh, he started fucking up with these satellites, you know. So it gets kind of involved, and it's way easier than just climbing a tower. You just have to go to it, and basically you're done. So
okay,
it's not quite as a task or as annoying.
The next category that I wonder about, it says games for impact. I don't know what that means.
I guess
The only title I recognize from here is Life is Strange 2, and like, is it like games to impact
Like emotional impact?
a community that's like underrepresented? Because I know the characters in Life is Strange 2, they're both lesbians, right?
I
I'm
don't know.
pretty sure.
I've never played it, but I assume so.
I think that's what it is in Life is Strange.
Yeah, I've heard somebody call it lesbian RPG 2, so yeah, probably.
So maybe it's I don't know if it's that or if it's like it makes you emotionally impacted. But like God of War did that shit, and that was
I don't know, because it can't be like game impact or anything.
yeah. Or if it was impact like on culture, then it would have just been Fortnite again
Probably.
because it's huge, you know.
Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Like,
I don't quite understand.
I'm sure they explained it at some point.
Yeah,
but
we
like
watched
just saying game for impact makes no sense.
And I guess Celeste was the winner of that. Best sports / racing game, Forza Horizon 4. Horizon 4. That one I heard a lot about, but we don't have an Xbox, so we obviously haven't played.
Wait, sports or racing game, and it beat the Mario Tennis game?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a little surprising. Like, hardly anything ever beats a Mario game.
Yeah, they usually dominate. The other surprising thing for me, the best fighting game they chose was actually Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is it the best fighting game?
It's
Of the
pretty.
year?
It's pretty fucking good.
Street Fighter V Arcade was nominated. Soul Calibur 6 and
Soul
BlazBlue.
Calibur 6 really hasn't been. That has like another game that just has not been out long enough. I wouldn't say.
I don't think Street Fighter V even came. Maybe it came out.
Arcade.
Well, arcade is something that bugs me about Capcom that I really fucking hate that they do. So every fucking Street Fighter game they release another 2 times. You know, where there's like Super Street Fighter 2, then there's Super Street Fighter 2, then there's Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and then they do that all the fucking time. And they said they weren't going to do that with 5, and then they totally did. So.
Yeah, there are a couple others that we were not really into. Content Creator of the Year, somehow we didn't get out of there. But whatever.
Yeah.
Best esports player, best debut indie game, Yoku's Island Express, The Messenger, Moss, Florence, Donut County. Those I haven't really heard of. But the ones that I think got a lot of flack, I mean, other than like the best.
You know, I'm pretty sure Yakuza 6 came out this year, and I'm angry that it's not put up there anywhere. I haven't played it at all yet, but based on playing the first 3 Yakuza games of 0, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2, it deserves a place.
Yeah. Best art direction. So, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead 2, and Return of the Obra Dinn, which actually won. That one I have no memory, or I don't know anything about.
I'm gonna look that up so I can see what it looks
Well,
like.
he can pull it up here faster, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I'm surprised that God of War didn't win
Best art direction?
Yeah, best art direction, because I think it's a great looking game.
Well, let's see what Oberdin looks like.
All right, let's take a look at it. Oh, you know what? I could see that. It's like this. It's like this crazy sketched.
Yeah, it's trying to branch out in a crazy way type of art.
They wanted to win this award, or just make something cool, and that's fine.
The best uniform award.
Yeah,
just
I don't know.
And this is one that a lot of people got mad at. Is
I honestly don't know about that, because I feel like some people just do that specific art style just because, like,
to make it notable.
To make it notable, yeah. Like,
but is that such a bad thing, though?
They're on the edge of
yes,
art. They're on the edge of design. They're
like,
forging new paths for game developers to follow through.
When the developers of Cuphead did their art style, they weren't trying to like go for, oh, it's going to be so like award winning because it's like this. No,
how do you know that's what the developers of Obra Dinn were going for? What if they just wanted a funky art style?
Because I think they're just trying to go for like a weird old computer game style thing, which I don't know. It's weird to me.
Yeah. So that's whatever. I haven't played Octopath either. That game looks really fucking good, though. Octopath. It looks like a remaster, like a hyper remastered FF6 almost. So I love the way that thing looks. I never played a second of it other than the demo, but I love the way it looks.
It does look pretty good.
Odyssey, looks fine. Red Dead 2 looks really fucking good, but I don't know. God of War just has like a very impactful art direction to me. Like, it looks great. I love the environments and stuff like that.
Cinematic stuff.
Yeah. The way they directed the visuals in the game are incredible to me. So I'm surprised that something was able to beat that out, although it's something I haven't played, so I can't really say much. So best audio design, we had Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Forza Horizon 4, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2, which ended up winning as far as the audio goes. And Red Dead
audio? Why? Like, I can't really.
Everything sounds pretty good, but everything sounds pretty good in most games. So
it sounds pretty good, but I haven't heard anything that made me go, "Oh yeah, this is fucking it."
Yeah.
Like when I played Hellblade, that was like an obvious like, "Oh, this needs to win every audio thing ever."
Yes, yeah,
and I don't get that feeling from that game. Like, God of War has much better like soundtracks, I would say.
I would say the voice acting, though, has a lot to do with
voice acting in God of War is amazing, though.
Yeah, the voice acting in Red Dead is fucking great too, though. And there are way more characters in Red Dead Redemption 2 than there are in God of War. That I will say. So that one's kind of like I'm on the fence about. This next one is a surprise, and this is one that a lot of people got pissed about. The best music and score. The nominees were Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, and Red Dead Redemption 2, which won over God of War. Now,
yeah,
Red Dead 2 has a pretty good soundtrack. The music is
I've
pretty
listened to some of the
awesome.
soundtrack for Red Dead, and it's pretty good. But I kind of like the music for Octopath better than Red Dead, and God of War is fucking amazing.
Yeah, God of War's soundtrack isn't as strong as the other God of War soundtracks, though.
For some
opinion.
of the more exploring parts, yeah. But like when it gets to be like intense, then they know how to make it intense.
Yeah, but I feel like the OG God of Wars are more bombastic with their...
OG God of War is like constant, like in your face music, though.
Yeah, and it's fucking great. It's like
I know,
huge,
it is.
brassy, and loud, and like. So I mean, this one, yeah, a lot of people were super pissed about Red Dead 2 beating out some of these other great titles. Like, yeah, Octopath has pretty good music.
Spider-Man has pretty good music too.
God of War, I thought the soundtrack was fantastic.
Yeah,
and but this is the one. This is the one I saw a lot of hate for, and they played a Red Dead 2 soundtrack, and a lot of people on Twitter were like, "Oh yeah, I don't even remember that song. Like, I don't remember that even from the game." So this is one that's a little bit more heated. But
is it were they like playing music that only appears in like the credits? So they're like, "Oh, this is part of the." It's like the fucking game music.
Yeah, probably.
Because like the movies do that, they'll put like some insane song like right at the end, and then like, yeah, it's part of the soundtrack.
Yeah, another spot where Red Dead Redemption 2 won out was the best voice actor, best performance. So it was Ryan Deckard as Connor in Detroit Become Human. None of us played that. Christopher Judge as Kratos in God of War. Melisanthe Mahout as Cassandra in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan. That's very odd that he has two first names in real life, and he also has two first names as the guy he played in the fucking game.
Roger Clark is Arthur Morgan.
I'm like, excuse me? And he won out, and then Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker in Marvel's Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
This one, Christopher Judge did a fantastic job in God of War.
He did.
But I can see Roger Clark winning out as Arthur Morgan because Kratos, I don't know.
There is a lot more emotion for God of War, I feel like, in certain parts that I would say I don't. I mean, I haven't finished Red Dead, but I don't think that it could beat that. Because, like, when he goes back and gets the blades, like, that whole sequence, and when he, like, gets angry when he sees Athena, and when he knows the boy saw him, like, murder Zeus. Just shit like that. Like, I don't think that the, like, emotional pull of the dude who plays Arthur, from what I've heard of him, is going to be anywhere near that.
For me, in God of War, it's those little conversations you have with
like
Loki in the boat. Whenever you're in a boat and you're moving.
Yeah, I would say
interaction
Mimir.
Back and forth, that is...
I would say
those little
Mimir's
moments have
voice
so much
actor is
emotion in them.
probably the best voice actor in that game. I like
Mimir?
Yeah, I like Christopher Judge a lot, but his character doesn't have that much like emotional range necessarily.
But that's the crux of this game.
He's trying to like hold in his emotions
Exactly.
because he's like trying not to
Well,
be
the reason
rage
why he's
monster that
I was
he
gonna say,
was.
he's not holding in his emotions; he's holding in his emotion.
No, but he's
what
learning.
he does.
He's learning to share. He's learning to
he's
show.
trying not to be the rage monster.
He's learning to share that with his son, and that's part of what makes the game so
God,
powerful.
could you imagine if fucking Kratos was exposed to gamma radiation and became the fucking Hulk?
Yeah. So
Who would win, though?
No one would survive.
A fight between Kratos and the Hulk.
I don't know because the Hulk gets ripped off.
Probably.
Like kind of like Superman gets ripped off. Like, well,
Yeah.
he's got his weakness, and I mean Kratos is. It's not mortal necessarily, but the gods can be killed, so he's not immortal.
It's hard to say because you can't really tell how strong Kratos is. I mean, you can see him do some insane fucking things that he should not be able to do, but it's impossible to gauge how strong the Hulk is because the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. And if he gets wounded, he's going to get more pissed off. So it's like a really hard thing to judge. And he doesn't have a weakness like fucking Superman does.
Yeah, I mean he does his girlfriend, but
he does get. But Hulk has been beaten by some ridiculous people. Like,
I mean,
fucking Tony Stark beat him with the Hulkbuster armor, which I think is bullshit, but whatever.
Yeah, and that's the thing is they just make him as awesome as they want. So like it's a silly
I
argument.
mean, it's different for like the Hulk to be beaten by some random person like Tony Stark in the armor versus like Batman exploiting like a major weakness of Superman. It's completely different because the Hulk is a fucking rage monster who only gets more powerful with rage. And there's literally a comic line where like Hulk comes back from a different planet after they sent him there. He's really pissed off because he thinks the Avengers killed his wife and literally just starts beating the shit out of everyone and they cannot stop him. So I mean, it just depends on how angry he is, so it's impossible to tell really.
Yeah. It's also ridiculous because they're both made-up characters fighting each other in a made-up scenario.
Yeah,
but
it's true.
So another one that Red Dead won, Best Narrative, between Red Dead 2, Marvel Spider-Man, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, God of War, and Detroit Become Human. So God of War has won some good awards this year, but there are also some ones that...
So this is what's bugging me. If Red Dead has won all these other things, but then God of War won Game of the Year, why the fuck did God of War win Game of the Year? Because it's like less than Red Dead in every category, but it still won somehow. And I don't get that.
Maybe it's just a combination of...
They're like, yeah, it has the best sound direction, best voice actor, best fucking story direction. Like, what? Like, how did God of War win then?
Well, it won Best Game Direction, Best Action Adventure Game, and then also Best, Game of the Year. So maybe it's just the best.
But the story was like literally the best part of God of War.
I thought the gameplay was really great.
Well, the gameplay is great, yeah, but like the story just like
God of War.
Yeah, it like really drove home a lot of things, and it was like a very simple style of.
I agree
like,
with Craig on this one. I mean, the gameplay was awesome, but the gameplay was served so well by the story.
Yeah, I guess the hard part about us talking about this is we haven't played the one that won.
Yeah,
Red Dead
all the way.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's hard.
I would still be surprised at this point if it did, in fact, win out.
I mean, Spider-Man 2 had like a really good story direction. Like I enjoyed the way that it went about everything. So I don't know. Like that's honestly a tough one for me, but I would have to say God of War as well.
Yeah. I'm surprised by that. Yeah, and I know it gets a lot better, and it has gotten better in Red Dead 2. You know what happened yesterday? What? I got off work at 2 a.m. I played a little bit of Galgun, and then I wished I could just like pause time and only play God of War or Red Dead Redemption 2. Because the hard thing for me is I know that things happen at the end, and there are missable collectibles because of it, and so I don't want to finish the game just to finish the game because I want to 100% it, you know. But part of me knows I want to experience that story. I want to get to that, so like I'm torn. Like maybe I should make a save kind of near the end of the game or something.
I mean, I know it happens too, but I don't.
You don't care about 100% in games, so. Yeah, well, I mean, that's why you don't.
I think it's ridiculous that that it doesn't let you get some of that stuff.
I guess. I mean, it makes sense though because they're not the same.
It makes sense in a way, but at the same time, it's more just cutting you off from features.
Yeah,
because, like,
I don't know.
For instance, we were told to get your satchel maxed out as soon as possible because like once you beat the game you can't fucking get a bigger satchel because you can't talk to the butcher guy in your camp that makes you the satchel. So they didn't, instead of programming you a new guy to go talk to like make you new stuff, you just get fucked out of that thing.
And see, I don't mind that because it's not that big of a deal.
It kind of is when they have like 2 fucking epilogues where like most of the gameplay takes place. Because like you have the fucking story, but then you still have like all the side missions. Plus you get new ones where you like fight these gunfighters to get their special unique guns.
I don't know, man.
You only get that after you beat the game. So
I don't mind it. I don't mind the idea of it. The thing that's bugging me is like I can't decide if I want to like do it right the first time or just like go through the story and then like save it
Play it
where I
again.
think things are going to happen that I don't know 100% yet what actually goes down, and then play and then like go back and then 100% it and then
Well, then just
leave
like
it be.
keep your save that you have now and just make a second one. And just
Oh, fucking not now. I'm in chapter 4 now. I'm not going to fucking do all of that.
yeah, you gotta.
I guess I could. Cameron, you really need to get Red Dead 2, though, dude.
I know.
I think you'll like it a lot.
I know I will.
Craig is a little
I don't know.
fuck about it, but
I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2, Red Dead Redemption is one of my favorite games I've ever played.
Yeah, and Red Dead so far is better than Red Dead 2. So
Why?
take that.
Why
Take
do you
that.
feel- why do you feel that way?
You'll have to play it in order to like really understand.
I don't think that's true. I think they're about the same.
It's basically, to me, they took Red Dead and then made it annoying in certain parts, and that's what they did.
This made it too real for you.
In a way, yes and no, because like they have this like leveling up feature sort of where like if you get shot then you get more health, and if you like run a lot then you gain more stamina and stuff like that. But it takes like an hour, maybe 3 to completely max
it takes
out
an hour of
ev-
getting shot.
Well, like it takes like 3 hours to completely max out your dude, which I already have. So
hold
it's
a
like,
gun to
why
someone.
even have that?
Hold a
Because
gun
I'm
to
not
someone's
even.
head.
I'm nowhere near as far in the game as Schweiss is. I'm still in like chapter 2. There is no reason for me to have already maxed out my guy.
That's a real nitpicky thing to be like, this is why you're not going to like this game, Cameron.
That's just one example. It's just like a tiny thing, but it's like why?
Is your
why
guy
even
maxed
include?
out already?
Yeah,
Cameron,
Like,
you
why
can
even
grow
include
you
that?
can grow a god beard in this game.
Also, if you like choose not to eat,
Trying to do that in real
if
life.
you choose not to eat, then you like get skinnier, and then you like can move for longer, but you have less health. And if you like eat more, then you get fatter, so you can't run as much, but you have more health. So it's like
Can you get obese? Like in Fable?
no, it's nowhere near that.
Dang it.
You just get like
Just wanna be a
you can barely
fat man.
you can barely tell the difference, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't get that much fatter, unfortunately. But I think you should play that. Yeah,
I think
look at
it's
that.
like plus or minus 15 pounds.
Look at that thing. That's only like halfway too. I'm fucking going.
I don't think that's even halfway.
Yeah.
I think that's like a third.
And it takes
Because you can
time.
get a really big beard in that fucking game.
And it's funny because like I don't really notice it coming in because like it's a slow progression as you play.
Oh yeah, because it has like 7 or 8 notches for when you can like shave it off.
Yeah, yeah, but
depending
then,
on where
like-
you want it to go.
When I do one of the save files where I load up or I retry a mission, it just loads up this weird state of the game where he's like normal, and like that's when you can really tell. I'm like, oh, his beard back then was like nothing compared to right now. Now it's fucking hog beard.
I have the fucking mutton chops.
Nice, yeah.
For my Arthur, yeah. Well, actually, no. It's like the mutton chops that like go into that really weird mustache.
He kind of gives an Old Man Logan vibe.
yeah, right there.
He does look like
yeah.
Old Man Logan, yeah.
Yeah,
If his beard were like slightly smaller, it would be like dead on.
Yeah. It really, that's a good fucking point. Actually, is with the haircut and all, like short hair, you know. Yeah, I think it's a great fucking game so far, but I just haven't had time to play it, which is a goddamn shame, given how much I like it. But those were the big snubs in a lot of people's minds, and I kind of see where you guys are coming from. Like, if God of War is so great, like how come it didn't win out in like best narrative, best this, best
yeah,
that?
and like like really big parts that actually really matter for God of War.
Yeah, and I guess the ridiculous thing is neither of us that have played Red Dead 2 have beaten it.
Yeah.
So we don't really know the full scale of the game. And I feel like that's the feeling I get from Red Dead 2 from a lot of people is how I feel right now. Like, the beginning of the game, I was having a ton of fun doing all the extra stuff, but like the story, I was like, yeah, I'm not really super involved yet. And then I got to the end of chapter 3, and I was like, all right, now it's getting fucking sweet. Like, that was awesome. Like, you you go and you kill like a fuckload of people. Like you just, oh man, this gang.
You do that
of
a
outlaws.
lot in that game.
Yeah, but it's meaningful. Like you're getting some.
You kill an entire fucking town like pretty early on, Schweiss.
Yeah, but that's to save someone you don't care about.
Yeah,
This person.
yeah, that's exactly what I mean. You're breaking a dude out that you don't even like, and you're fucking murdering an entire
Hey,
town.
it wasn't murder. It was self-defense. They attacked me first.
No, the other guy attacked them.
Well-
and you were a part of that, and you saved him. Therefore, you two are murdering an entire town to save a dude you rather would shoot.
Look, man, the town was very populated the next time I came through, so
That's a bunch of horseshit. Plus,
myth.
plus that mission gave you such a fucking
They all have
massive
bandages.
bounty. God, I hated that.
yeah, but I don't know. I can see.
Plus
I can
the bounties
see,
I don't like.
I can see Red Dead competing in a lot of these.
Well, we just have to play it.
As it sits, but
Yeah.
the big takeaway for me is like just concentrate on what was nominated, and if you haven't played the games that were nominated, those are
Yeah,
ones you
just
should
wait till
probably
the
play.
DICE Awards.
Yeah, we'll see what Dice has to say about Red Dead 2
Dice
not
will
getting
know.
Game of the Year.
Dice will know.
What if they give it to Red Dead 2? What are you going to say then? Dice
They-
knows and Craig's wrong?
They might.
It's
I
going to be
don't
the
know.
first time you ever say that in your life.
They might. Who
And one
knows?
thing that bugs me is a lot of people were like, oh, Red Dead came out in October. Like, as if that means it can't be the best game of the year. And I'm like, most Best Picture nominees come out
on
in
at
like
the end of the year, yeah.
too. Like,
Plus, the game awards are in December, like right now.
Yeah, it's
and
stupid.
that was 2 months ago. So I don't see how that matters.
Yeah, it's like, how long do you
they
fucking
had
need
over a
to-
month to gestate what they had played.
exactly,
so-
yeah. Unless you're like me and you're some sad fuck that can't sit down and play Red Dead 2 to save his goddamn life. Because all this other shit's in the way, you know. Or even then, though, if I would have just played the story, I would have had it done,
Yeah.
no doubts. But yeah, that's a weird idea to me when it comes to the Game Awards. Like, because I saw that from multiple people on Twitter. Like, oh, the game came out in October. How is it like this award winning? And I'm like, like, it could be the best game of the year. Like,
Fucking when Witcher 3 came out, it won like hundreds of awards immediately. So like, why?
yeah. It doesn't matter when the game comes out. I think it matters for the.
I think the same thing happened with both all three Uncharted's and what the fuck is that called? Last of Us. Last of Us won a shitload of stuff like immediately upon release.
Exactly, yeah. And then like it was like a year later they released Witcher 3 and then it beat out its like record-winning Game of the Year awards.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. I mean, I think that one of the other things to think of is like generational, like what you remember from that generation. That might change over time, not necessarily based on like Game of the Year. So like God of War being the winner, it might not be one that we look back on as like that defined this generation of consoles. And
Yeah.
Red Dead 2 might not be that, or like they might both be that.
I mean, also look at it as this isn't the Golden Joystick Awards where they gave Game of the Year to fucking Fortnite. So, I mean,
Yeah, so it could be worse.
it could be a lot
That's
worse.
like giving Game of the Year to Pokemon Go, almost. That
Don't
died in like a
Don't
month.
you dare compare Pokemon Go to fucking Fortnite.
I know, Fortnite's much better than Pokemon Go.
It is not.
It died a very fast death. That Pokemon Go. Do you remember that
I think
shit,
one of
Craig?
the best updates to
No,
Pokemon Go
what
is that it can
happens-
count your steps now, and that counts towards stuff instead
What-
of having to have the app open.
Really,
Oh,
what
really?
happens with
Oh,
everything
wow.
is like everyone jumps on the bandwagon for a while, and then it just like dies. That's
Yeah, but it died
literally-
way faster and way harder than Fortnite.
Well, it just depends on the
I
group.
mean,
Fortnite's
well,
not dead.
Fortnite wasn't even big until like a YouTuber started playing it religiously. That's the only reason that it's so big. Ninja is the one who made it big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That and it being free and cartoony made it so a lot of
And
young
it being
kids
on the
could download
consoles.
it. Yeah.
They fucked over the people that they were like, they gave the engine to or leasing the engine to for PUBG, and they stole their idea and then made Fortnite.
What I'm sad about is Paragon, because I actually kind of like that. And that died because of Fortnite.
Yep.
I'm just sad that Fortnite's not as fun as it should be. That's a bitch thing to say, but like they keep changing it, you know, like that when we played and they had that rocket that you could control, I was out. I was so out because I heard the rocket launcher go off and I'm like, oh, better get behind this house, and then it comes around the corner and hits me in the ass and I'm like, wow, what was that? And then someone's like, oh, it was the remote rocket launcher, and I'm like,
you got to build better, man.
I don't want to play this game anymore because that's fucking horseshit. They're just like, what OP weapon can we come up with now?
No. See, that
can
weapon,
we put Thanos'
that
hand
rocket,
in the
that
game?
rocket's
Yes,
not
we
as
can.
strong as a normal rocket, and so you can build your way out.
one-shot you.
Yeah, but there's a thing called building fucking walls and protecting yourself.
I don't know. It just became...
The true legends in the game are the ones who learn how to build efficiently.
Yeah, but I mean, if I wanted to build, I'd play The Sims, you know? I'm playing Fortnite to kill and
But I do
survive
think that
and-
we would like PUBG more. The only thing about PUBG is you have to have an excellent computer to run it at a decent frame rate.
Yeah, I think we probably would like PUBG more, too, but I'm almost like...
Well, PUBG's out on PS4 now.
Yeah, but we're going to get a fucking... a mode in Red Dead 2 that's going to be that same style, so I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do...
And I
Are
heard
they doing that
Battle
for Red
Royale's
Dead?
That's what
coming.
I heard, Battle Royale, yeah.
Battle Royale's also coming
my
to
God.
Battlefield.
Oh my god.
It's going to be a thing for a while. It's the new big thing. It's like motion controls, Craig. It's happening. And like I already have Red Dead 2. There's no reason to get PUBG. Like I don't know if I'm going to like PUBG that much.
How much
Yes,
is
I don't
PUBG
know.
on the PS4? Does it cost or is it free?
It's like 40.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a free game. That's why, like, it was a big dick move for the guys who made Fortnite, because they like leased their engine out to the guys who made PUBG, and then they turned around and made a free game of what they were making.
Yeah.
It was they like sued him over it.
Did they win or?
I don't remember. I don't think they did. Because like they pulled some stunt where like it was an afterthought for Fortnite because they have a story mode for it, but the story mode isn't technically even out yet. You still have to buy the founder pack in order to even play the unfinished story mode.
Yeah.
So it's a bunch of horse shit and they know it, but
Yeah.
whatever.
A lot of controversy on the Game Awards, but I mean, there's almost always like I've been listening back to the Nude Clan episodes this year, and when they released the Oscars stuff, like I was bitching about the Oscars. So the thing is just keep in mind these are like the most critically acclaimed games of the year. Try to play them if you can.
I am
Also,
sad
it's
that
subjective.
Dragon Quest XI didn't get nominated for anything.
No, it did. It didn't get a Game of the Year. It got nominated for RPG of the Year, which is hilarious that I didn't mention that when we were playing, because we play so many fucking RPGs. But when I scrolled past the the best RPG, I just was like, nah, we haven't played any of those. And the sad truth is that we fucking haven't. I haven't.
Of the
anyway.
RPGs, what were they? Oh wait,
Best role playing game. You guys played one. It's Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, Octopath Traveler, Monster Hunter World, and Dragon Quest XI, which it did win Best RPG. By the
did
way.
Persona 5 come out last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So it did win. It did win Best RPG, Craig. Dragon Quest XI. For some reason, I
Okay.
thought Monster Hunter World
Okay,
won.
yeah, you told me Monster Hunter World won, and I was like, that's bullshit.
No, I
And
think...
then also on top of that, if Monster Hunter World lost to Dragon Quest XI for Best RPG, why was it nominated for Game of the Year?
That's a good point. Why wasn't Dragon Quest XI nominated?
Yeah, why wasn't Dragon Quest XI nominated for Game of the Year if it was capable of beating Monster Hunter World, which was? Like,
I guess Dragon Quest XI has had a smaller impact than Monster Hunter World, because it's Monster Hunter World is a big game.
I think the Game Awards are like are one of those mob ruled vote things, because I'm pretty sure I voted in the last one. And so if that's the case, then it's just a bunch of people with like their own opinions voting on like each thing.
I guess that's what happens
And
when
then
people
so-
vote. Just people with opinions trying to make their
but, like,
opinion heard.
keep your opinions at home.
It's not. I mean, what? Okay, so what I mean by
Anti-voting
that,
Craig.
what I mean by that, it's
Don't
like
want
it's
your
not
vote.
people who have played every single one of the games. It's just the ones that they've played. So like they're obviously going to vote for the one they've played because they can't.
So not as many
actually
people played
judge,
Dragon
so-
Quest XI. So not as many people.
But see, the
voted
theory
as
is
it for
if
Game of the
it's
Year.
a great game, people are going to buy and play it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, people are going to buy it and play it, but Dragon Quest XI is like the biggest
very
one
small-
that they've had. But yeah, it's still
It's a fucking
fairly
small
here.
game.
It's small here, but in Japan, it's fucking massive.
It sold like 100,000 units in like 10 days. And like you look at like Red Dead and God of War, and they sold millions of units in the first days.
Yeah, and even like Nier Automata just barely reached like 31 million, I think, for copies. And
No,
that's
it's not
digital.
that.
That's
It's like-
digital and physical.
It's not 31. That's insane.
No, okay, it was like 3.1.
Yeah, 3.1.
Yeah.
31 is like over
I just
Skyrim levels of
I remember
fucking
seeing
sales.
3 and a 1, and I was like, okay, yeah,
I was
there we
like,
go.
Craig, that would be one of the biggest games of all time. It'd be
No,
bigger
yeah.
than Skyrim, which I don't think there's a man on this planet you could convince that fucking Nier Automata is a bigger game than Skyrim. It might be a better game, but it's not a bigger fucking game. It's
Well,
not under.
Skyrim's been re-released on everything.
Yeah, and I can't go over to my fucking thermostat and play fucking Nier Automata on there, but I can sure as shit play Skyrim on that motherfucker.
You can play fucking Skyrim on a digital watch.
It can't regulate my house's temperature to save its life, but it sure as fuck can load that cave up and let me explore for a little while. Do some side questing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, just if you like RPGs, look at the best RPG nominees and play those. I think what Craig's saying makes a lot of sense because Game of the Year, you think like it's going to be a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, I love this game." Whereas like you get like best RPG, best sports game, best action adventure game, those are almost more meaningful than Game of the Year in a lot of ways because that's a category where if you like
the person is going to be liking that type of game, then they're going to vote for the one they truly think
Exactly.
because
And
they're probably going to have played more than one, but at the same time, it's still a bunch of people who haven't played everything.
True, yeah, but like RPGs, like you look at it, and Dragon Quest XI winning best role playing game is almost as good as it winning Game of the Year. Not as many people played it, so not as many people are going to
considering
select
how
it.
many people blew that Octopath Traveler, and Octopath Traveler definitely outsold that Dragon Quest.
I always
11.
heard mixed reviews about Octopath Traveler.
Same here
Same, but
from our listeners.
I've mostly heard people blowing it, but I've heard a lot of people dislike it too.
But yeah, so like if you're into RPGs, play the RPG noms and be done with it. Because yeah, it's. I think Craig's right about the mob rules thing, and like it'll be 80 million people voting on what games do you like the most, and those 8 games or 7 games are the Game of the Year nominees. And so if 40 times more people have played Red Dead 2 than Dragon Quest 11, then yeah, it's going to be in the Game of the Year nominee, and Dragon Quest 11 isn't. But with the RPGs, it's a more refined search. It's a more refined niche group of people, even though it's not a niche at all. They get to choose which one's the best. So I kind of wish they had more categories than what they do. But as far as like best action game, best sports game, it's kind of bugs me that they put best sports in with...
well, they have best esports on there, and I think they have like a best platformer or something.
Yeah.
Something right here. Let me...
So best esports, they had...
oh yeah, best action game is like the first one right there.
Yep.
Dead Cells 1 over Far Cry 5 and Mega Man 11.
Destiny 2, Black Ops 4, best role-playing game, best esports game, Counter-Strike Go, Dota 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch won that, best student game, best narrative. That's when it like starts diving into that. But yeah, just kind of pick your favorite genres and go through those. That would probably be an easier thing to stomach, because I know you guys had a lot of fun with Soul Calibur 6, but you guys have both stopped playing it now. It's like obviously you didn't have
Well,
that
just
much-
because
the other
we're
day.
playing other games, I might still want to keep playing it. It's just other stuff.
Yeah,
have to play.
I honestly can't wait till the 2B drops, because then
Oh
we're
my
gonna be
god, the
playing
dick
that.
guy is going to just be going to town.
No, I'm going to be playing as 2B. Why would I be playing the dick guy when I could be playing 2B?
you
Her
could be-
self-destruct move is purportedly going to be in the game.
It is.
Oh wow.
It's going to be sweet. I think it's her special attack.
Nice. Hopefully it gets rid of her clothes
That's
like it did in the
exactly
game.
what it's supposed to do. I mean, that's half of Soul Calibur, honestly.
It really is, yeah.
Oh, have you played the Soul Calibur since actually since 3?
Nope.
Well, so you know how you have the character creation and stuff?
Uh-huh.
Well, they still kept that, but in Soul Calibur's 4 through 6, if you do enough damage, you like break their armor. So you can like reveal the clothing under.
God.
And you can do that for the main characters too. So yeah, you can rip their clothes off, which is fucking great because one of the moves I did to Cam when I was playing my big dick guy was like that one move literally removed all of his clothes.
They strip down for the big dick guy every time.
It was great. It was like that. It was like that
laughed.
humping. Yeah, it was that humping.
Deadpool 2 was that last time before that game.
Yeah. Yeah, Deadpool 2 would have been it, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Yeah, it's funny because you can tell on the Twitch or the Twitter videos you guys sent that you
We're
guys
just
are cry
gasping
laughing.
for air.
Yeah, you can hear the tears as your life leaves you as you can't breathe because you're dying.
Well, it was perfect because he was doing like the humping in the air, and it like as soon as he landed, all of his fucking clothes just like just exploded, and we just couldn't handle it, dude. Because like he's still like walking around like
God, the way Voldo walks.
the Voldo walk with like the dick just like wagging because it like stays still. On
I
the
told you
person.
Voldo would have been the best thing to do it on. It's just gross.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I figured out how to do the hump attack too, so it's great. Adds
God.
extra depth. And then there was another great one where I was playing as my little dick guy, and I was playing as Taki, so she's like the ninja chick. And if you do her special attack in the right way, like there's a like camera shot where it's like an undercarriage shot of the little dick dude. So it's fucking fantastic.
Wow. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of our take on the Game Awards 2018. It's sort of incomplete because one of the big winners is Red Dead 2, which is,
Yeah.
so far, I think it's a fantastic game. I know Craig's impartial to it up to this point, but can't wait to get in the online. That's like where we played so much of that online. You, me, and like TJ and a couple other people. Greg, Cameron was always on the 360, so
Yep.
not as much for Cameron, but I'm excited to get into that when the time comes. And the beta is out. I kind of want to wait for it to be fully released, even though they are rewarding you for playing the beta. For helping out, I guess. With like,
I want
in-game
all of
cash.
us to play Red Dead, make our characters look like the King of the Hill guys, and then just like ride around in a carriage and just shoot up people all over the place, and then go play poker.
Yeah. We need to have someone play fucking the kid.
Bobby?
Too. Yeah, get like a Bobby, like a short, fat guy. Like
Well,
a shaved head.
I already tried to make my dude look like Dale, but I need the sunglasses real bad.
Yeah, it's
Because
not-
like it doesn't quite work without the sunglasses. And like I wish they had a way to cut the hair, because like the only option for like a bald dude that has hair is like bald but then long ass hair in like the back. So it has
so you
like the
can't-
wraparound but long hair. So
you
like
can't
I want to
quite-
trim the back hair up a little bit so it looks more like Dale, and then get the fucking sunglasses, because I bought like a shitload of cigarettes so that I could just constantly do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
I need the Dale. I need the Rusty Shackleford.
Yeah, I want to make my guy like the Indian dude that's fucking his wife, you know?
Oh, John Redcorn.
Yeah, John Redcorn. You could probably make John Redcorn pretty goddamn easily in that game too.
that would be fantastic.
And then like his son. Oh man, this needs to happen so bad. Posse Up is the fucking the people
God,
from King of the Hill.
I've been watching so much of that fucking show, dude.
I can tell.
I hadn't seen it before, so I just started fucking watching it. It was like, this is a fucking great show.
Yeah, it's a really funny show. There's a reason why we love
propane and propane accessories.
Yeah.
And then they fucking like start liking coal cooking or charcoal cooking, and he like, you brought charcoal into this house?
yeah,
I haven't watched too much of it either.
Dude, they have like all of it on Hulu, so you should watch it. It's fucking great.
Yeah, that guy's a great writer. Silicon Valley, same guy.
Oh, okay, good. Nice.
Yeah, and the movie Office Space, also his.
Yeah, dude, Dale Gribble is like my favorite character. Fucking love the Rusty Shackleford.
God. Yeah, we need to get into that more. But anyway, guys, I think that's it. That's all I got to offer for the Game Awards. Just try not to be as outraged. I mean, I know it's easy to be super outraged about everything these days, but just remember, it's basically a pissing contest, so it doesn't fucking matter who wins the Game Awards for Game of the Year or even Best RPG or anything like that. Like, really, gaming is all about your experience that you get while you're playing
the games that you like. So.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just don't get too caught up in like what wins, what loses. You know, your dog in the fight not coming out on top. It doesn't really matter, and
especially in this case where it's mob rules, and especially where people aren't playing the games
exactly.
So.
And like you have such like golden vision almost with something that's new that you've been waiting for a very long time, almost every time. So I mean, it would almost be more fair to say game of the generation. A generation later, like we can look back and say, okay, these are the games that made the 7th generation of consoles. These are the games that made the 8th generation of consoles. Like, that's almost more important and more impressive than what happens to be the top game of this year. So it's just really, at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Just play what you want to play, and our game of the year, the Nude Clan game of the year, is really the only thing.
It's the only nomination that really...
Yeah, ours is the only
and it's not even a game probably from this year. So
we'll
it's just whatever we play.
We'll have this year's game of the year, too.
Yeah.
But we
What do you
played
mean?
a few games. We have Digimon's Story, Cyber Sleuth, Hacker's Memory from this year.
Games that we played this year? I thought our game of the year was like
supposed to
the best rated one that we played.
No, we have that, and then we have the retro one.
Yeah.
They're both...
Our retro pick versus our...
Maybe I don't remember. Maybe I don't remember our show.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the game of the year that came out this year, and it's like one of a couple of Uber games usually, and then we have like the best retro game of the year.
And then we have our own personal game of the year.
And then we have our own personal game of the years, yeah.
All right.
And that's how we did it last time. So
I guess I remember that now.
stay tuned for that in January when we do the real Game of the Year awards, the
right.
Nude Clan Game Awards 2018. And that's the only one you should care about. But till next time, guys,
enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
live always in the nude.
Yeah!